course it's not gonna be one. Trust me, right now. God damn, yo. I'm gonna say make it this morning. I'm gonna say make it this morning, y'all. I'm gonna say that with you, man. Excuse the messy appearance, but still, you know. Interesting day. Special day. Nice to have good days on this special day. It's a special song right now, too. Play the Amen part to the left. You get the Amen part.
Our sermonic spotlight on the first 16 verses of Acts 12 from the New International Version translation of the Greek New Testament. It reads, "It was about this time that King Herod arrested some who belonged to the church, intending to persecute them. He had James, the brother of John, put to death with the sword. When he saw that this met with approval among the Jews, he proceeded to seize Peter also. This happened during the festival of unleavened bread. After arresting Peter, he put him in prison, handing him over to be guarded by 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intended to bring him out for public trial after the Passover. So Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. The night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," he said, and the chains fell off Peter's wrist. Then the angel said to him, "Put on your clothes and sandals," and Peter did so. "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me," the angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison, but he had no idea that what the angel was doing was really happening. He thought he was seeing a vision. They passed the first and second guards and came to the gate, the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself. They went through it. When they had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. Then Peter came to himself and said, "Now I know without a doubt that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches and from everything the Jewish people were hoping would happen." When this had dawned on him, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, also called Mark, where many people had gathered and were praying. Peter knocked at the outer entrance, and a servant named Rhoda came to answer the door. Then when she recognized Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed. She ran back without opening it and exclaimed, "Peter is at the door." "You out of your mind," they told her. When she kept insisting that it was so, they said it must be his angel. But Peter kept on knocking. And when they opened the door and saw him, they were astonished. You may be seated in God's presence. I want to put tag on this text, and for a few moments with your prayers, I'd like to use as a subject from which to preach, overruled. Overruled. All my teachers couldn't reach me, and my mama couldn't beat me hard enough to stop the pain from my pops not seeing me. these lyrics of lament from the prodigious and phenomenal mind of Jay-Z speak powerfully to the reality that there are people in our lives we love and care for, but it appears we can do nothing for. There are situations that are too much for us to handle ourselves. Imagine Jay-Z, no, his mother, trying to reach him and then beat him, but it wasn't enough to overrule what his father had done, exiting his life. And as a consequence, here he is broken as a boy because of the untimely exit of his father, leaving his family. And here is Jay-Z, teachers not reaching him. His mama can't beat him enough because Jay-Z is still having a hard time getting through what happened with his father, leaving the family home. I park here parenthetically to raise a question right now. Are there people in your life who you care for, but you can't do anything about? Is there a situation that you have grown weary of that you would like to change, but you feel handcuffed by helplessness to remedy, resolve, or rectify that situation? No matter who you are or how big your Bible is, there are in our lives people who we want to do more for them than it is in our power to do. There are situations, my sisters and brothers, that are too much for us to handle ourselves. I'm not coming through. I'll illustrate it for you further. A little boy was encouraged to go to counseling by a teacher who had encouraged his mother to send him to counseling. Why? Because of the fact that his father was afflicted by an addiction to both alcohol and crack cocaine. And check out what happened. The little lad goes to counseling, and the counselor asks the lad to express what it is he feels about his father's situation by drawing it. Here's what the boy did. He drew a picture that blows my mind. It's a picture of himself. Watch it. Not only himself, but it's a picture of his mother in the background. She is praying, but she is also crying. But he draws a picture of himself, and he is handcuffed, and his arms are reaching in the direction of his dad, but his dad is just beyond the reach of his hand and going over a cliff. I hope you get the picture, because the metaphors are quite profound. There's his mother who is praying through her tears, and there's the little boy who is handcuffed, and while handcuffed, he is reaching in the direction of his dad, but his dad is going over a cliff. Do you sense?
I'm just gonna pause it, man. I can't focus right now, dog. I'm working on recording this, but I don't know if I can, man.